Okay.
Well, sounds good.
Okay. We are recording Tibbz TV and Cyraxx. All right. What is your name? You don't have to give us your full name if you don't want to, but just whatever you want to be called for this.
Chance.
Okay.
Everybody knows me. What's up?
And you and I have a problem with the trolls.
Yep.
All right. Tell me everything you want to tell me on the record.
Well, for the last 5 years, I have been harassed. My family has been attacked multiple times. I was entrapped on zero grounds of them having any kind of proof that I was in or was a pedophile. My family's car windshield got bashed in a couple weeks ago. These people have, like you've seen, wanted to. They have actually openly sent messages talking about how they were not going to stop until I was dead. They basically have openly admitted that they want me homeless, that I do not deserve anything at all whatsoever. These people have, like you've seen the video footage for yourself, these people have openly showed up to my house, tried to protest. They have assaulted me, which thankfully with that, with the dude showing up with the mask, I ended up getting off on those charges because of the fact that he openly was like, "Hey, I'm not showing up." So we ended up giving that to my lawyer, and that's how I won that case. Just in case anybody know, that's how I won that case, because that dumbass was stupid enough to post on his community wall that he wasn't showing up for court. So I ended up taking that screenshot, and they ended up going in and dropping the case after that. A couple months prior, Music Biz Marty, who everybody knows, he ended up showing up to the Airbnb right behind my house here. It's like you go down here and then you turn down that way, and it's like right there.
Yeah.
He ended up going there just to taunt me. Said I wouldn't show up, and obviously we all saw that footage. Obviously I did, and like I told people, yeah, I may have gotten my ass handed to me, but at least I fucking showed up. At least I fucking did something.
That's respect.
Because,
Mad respect there. A real man actually makes the effort to go and, take accountability, make sure things are done right. And right there, that shows you have more respect and manhood than half these people. Mad respect there.
right, yeah. And not only has that happened, these people have made open Facebook groups targeted at attacking me. They have turned friends against me. They actually got my biological father at one point on a panel. They got him fired from his job. They got my friend Brendan, who unfortunately lost his life a couple weeks ago due to somebody lacing his weed with fentanyl and it killing him. A couple years prior, they ended up getting it.
My condolences. That is actually a deep problem in America right now, and I'm sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah, I feel even worse for his family, dude, because I'm really good friends with his family and stuff. But a couple years prior to that, the trolls ended up getting him fired from his job. I at one point was I was an affiliate on Twitch. I was actually making money. I was making like $100-something a month, which I know to most people, that's not much. Or when you're
that's impressive. Yeah, I've wanted that,
When you're first starting out, that's not bad. Especially when you first hit that level, you're like, yo, I'm actually making something here. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And when you come from a background like I do, when your dad when your dad leaves you and then you're raised by a single mom your whole life and you don't really have much, $100 seems like quite a good chunk right there.
Yeah, that's
not gonna lie, it does seem like a good chunk, which don't get me wrong, in the grander scheme of things, I get that that's not a lot. I get that. But for just starting out like that on Twitch, like that's not bad at all. Um, I was doing that for a while. They ended up mass reporting my Twitch account, and I ended up getting banned because I supposedly was doing shit outside of Twitch that I was not doing at all.
They did the same thing to me on almost all those things. It's trippy.
They've done that. God, what else have they done? Like I said, at one point I was actually working for a good friend of mine who actually runs like a really super, I don't know how big it is now because I haven't talked to him since then. But back then he ran like a super small indie development gaming company. I was working for him and stuff. I ended up getting fired from that job. And right after that, I ended up diving because a lot of people know that I do music and shit. So I ended up diving back in full time doing music. A friend of mine actually ended up getting me linked up with Kalon, the artist, who actually is the guy that runs Tupac's label that he started before he passed.
Oh shit!
And right when so like I got brought into that, and don't get me wrong, the people that were on that label, very respectful, very nice people, very humble people actually, very very humble, very nice, very good dudes, very good people all around. I did that for about 3 or 4 months, and then right when the whole stuff with, like I said, with the Kate Peters stuff, how she did what she did to entrap me and stuff, right after that happened, and he liked me, like the dude knew I was a good dude because I worked my ass off. I was like, I'm that dude that when I was working for him, when everybody else was passed out, I was looking for shit to do just to get ready for the next fucking day.
If you don't
Like
mind, if you don't mind, can you tell me what she was doing? Like what happened there? Because I have no idea what happened with that person, and I would like.
So, story short, and bear in mind, like I know how the screenshots are gonna look, but in my head, like when she first texted me, I was laying down watching TV or whatever. I forget what I was doing. Like I was doing something. I think I was like watching TV or some shit. She had hit me up pretending to be a fan of my stuff. And I was like, yo, like, that's cool, that's what's up. And, you know, like, we started talking, like, from, like, early that morning to, like, late in the afternoon and stuff, just on and off all day long. And, you know, we really clicked, we really hit it off. And bear in mind, the whole time I thought she was of age. And she was like, hey, like on the phone, she was like, hey, you know, I'm 18, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, cool, that's what's up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I have no issue with that. And then, you know, we start talking. She, somewhere along the line, she tricks me into sending her certain photos of myself. And somewhere in that conversation, she had claimed to be underage. And in my head, I'm still thinking that she's of age. I thought maybe like she had mistyped it or whatever, you know. And I just kind of was like, you know, whatever, you know, not thinking anything of it.
So I have a question.
What's up?
How old is she currently?
30. I want to say she's 38 right now, 37, somewhere around.
So she's pretending to be a child. So she was calling you, and then at some point she said that when you guys weren't paying attention, basically, which that makes sense. They're like that when you're high. I've had people try that shit with me, and they don't fly with me because I don't really see. I've always been the kind of guy that if I'm not with the bitch, I'm not going to waste my dick on the bitch. You know, what I mean? You know, I'm very particular about who I waste my time on.
Exactly.
But if she's 30 years old and that's verified, then even if she said she was underage, it doesn't matter because, well, I mean.
It does, but it doesn't. It's one of those things.
Actually, it doesn't, because if you're clearly a 30-ish-year-old adult, how long did this happen? Within the last 10 years, I'm assuming. There's no way for that to even remotely matter. It's like you're gaslighting yourself almost at that point. She does that because if she's
funny.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? There's actually, if you actually look on the internet, there's actually an article. I don't know if you know who Turtle Boy is. He actually ended up doing this whole ass fucking article on shit that she's done. And because like I'm not.
Could you send me that? 'Cause I wouldn't.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
absolutely. I will gladly send that to you, dude. Gladly.
Because we'll debunk her and this whole stuff at the same time. It'd be awesome.
Dude, I actually was on my kid. Well, because right now I'm banned till like after this month and shit because they went in and reported myself because I had gotten hit with supposed hate speech on Kick when it wasn't even hate speech. I was literally. You know, I was literally doing a fucking cover show for a fucking friend and shit. Because
I have a notorious history of hate speech myself, but it's actually not hate speech, it's common sense. Trans people should not be walking into a bathroom showing off their dick to women. And I got hit with hate speech on Twitch and on YouTube for that. I'm like, fuck the trolls, you know what I mean? That was stupid.
Right, like, and like the shit these people do, it's honestly sickening. It's like, do you just fucking wake up one day and are all like, oh, I want to fuck with people? Like, I honestly would love to know what goes through these motherfuckers' heads when they're doing this shit. Like, what goes through your fucking head when, you know, this shit's going on? Like, what the fuck's going through your head when you're sitting there like, oh, I'm doing this and that? Like, dude, what the fuck? And I just sent you the article. And get this, the shit with Kate. The funniest thing, I know you're gonna laugh at this, because me, my mom, and my stepdad Ed all laughed at this. She had the balls right there in front of me and my mom right there in the room when I called her to confront her, because I had her number at the time. So I called her up to confront her on the shit that she was doing. You know, like any normal, sensible person would do. You know, any normal, sensible person would be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? You know?
Oh my god.
She dead ass had the nerve to hit on my fucking stepdad while live streaming with me and my mom right there in the room where we could fucking hear.
That's horrible. She looks disgusting. I'm gonna send you a playlist of all the horrible things I've done to trolls and predators. That way you can have an idea of what kind of person I am.
Yeah.
No shame.
Like I said, and just for the record, I have heard of you before, but like now that we're actually meeting, it's like holy shit, like this is crazy.
Cyraxx, I think me and you are become best friends. You know that? Look, I'm gonna keep it to you straight. In my eyes, you are the greatest asset the world has ever seen, and here's why. If I debunk all this, and right now, I'm convinced you were telling me the truth. Because everything you're saying is things that they've done to me. Every single horrible thing.
And not only that, but if you look at all the videos, it all backs itself up right there.
Mm-hmm. Everything they've done to you is things that are in those videos or things they've done to me. So here's the deal. If I use you, and I hate wording it that way, but
I'll talk. I know what you're getting at. I know what you're
you are
getting
an
at.
asset. If everything they did to you is proven as a lie or deceitful or manipulative or destructive or criminal, all trolls, not just rank material, not just the Cyraxx trolls, not just the Marty trolls, not just all trolls, their way of life will end, and it's a guarantee.
Yeah, because honestly, dude, you know, at the end of the day, because like I said, man, I grew up having a heart. You know, a lot of people think that, like, oh, your dad was in the military, you had it easy. No, I didn't, dude. My mom was a single mom. My family ended up splitting up when I was a kid. My mom raised me on her own half my fucking life. And I grew up, you know, dealing with a lot of fighting issues and whatnot, because obviously my size, I'm only 5'3". I'm short as fuck, I know. But, like, you know, I grew up, you know, having to go through that. Like, a lot of people don't. Do what?
I have a question. So there was an incident a while back where you had a fight with Sally. Sally is your stepmom or grandma or...
So, dude, it's actually funny that you asked that, because I was literally getting into that as I was talking about stuff I was talking about.
When that fight with her happened, was that a mental breakdown because of troll stuff?
No, I was young, dumb, and stupid, and back then I had a lot of anger issues, and I had let this chick get in my head stupidly, and I didn't know that I was doing what I was doing was bad. I didn't really realize what I was, by me believing this chick was wrong. I didn't understand that at the time because when you're young, you know, and you're stupid, and you're at that age, like, you're not thinking, like, especially when you're 22 years old, you think that you fucking know everything, but really you don't know jack shit.
See,
You know, I was that kid.
what I just did
I
there.
ended up, I ended up blacking out, and when I came to, I was in handcuffs, and I looked around like, why the fuck am I in handcuffs? And then I looked over, and then one of the officers that said that I had put my hands on my mom, because I guess I had tried to like choke her or some shit like that, and I didn't realize it. I ended up going to jail that night. Well, I stayed there overnight, got out next day, and I ended up doing a year of counseling, and actually ended up completing that counseling.
I'm proud of you,
And
man.
I've not done anything like that at all since. Now it's to the point to where like anybody fucking dude. Let's put it this way: I am on such high alert because of these people that when this funny story, this happened just today. Like right when my mom and stepdad got home, I thought that somebody was breaking in because I heard my dog going off. So I was like, "What the fuck?" Because knowing these people, I don't know if like they have a way of getting in or not. Even though we're the way our house is set up, it's gonna be fairly hard for them to break in. You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fairly hard for them to get in. But like I didn't know. So I fucking grabbed my fucking like even though it's a wood replica, you can still fucking use that shit. I grabbed my fucking sword and I fucking ran downstairs and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But it turned out it was actually just my mom and stepdad getting back from doing whatever they were doing. That's the kind of alert, high alert that me and my family are on at all times because of these people. Like when I was going to court, they were filming us, following us,
Yeah,
posting us.
I remember hearing about that. They were very obsessed with seeing what the results were. And I'll tell you why they were doing that. They wanted to see their handiwork pay off. Trolls are all scum. Look, I'm really even Spooky's is scum. What I said to you earlier about him trying to expose you,
Yeah,
but what he doesn't realize is I really wanted to talk to you because
done.
I know evil when I see it, and you are not it. In fact,
Right. Dude, if anything, you can ask anybody that knows me. Like, and obviously you can tell by how I'm talking to you right now. Like, if I'm not being fucked with, like, I'm chill as fuck. Like, I'm that dude that, like, I would rather sit down and have a chill conversation and hang out and have a good time. Like, I don't do drama. I've never been about drama. I don't, I, like, what's the point in it? Like, what do you, my whole question with this whole troll community is this is what do you gain out of fucking with somebody? Like other than a laugh, like what do you truly gain out of fucking someone's life up and screwing with them? Like what do you gain out of that?
I can tell you an answer to that. I can tell you an answer to that. A lot of the trolls are inhuman. They are sadists. People enjoy watching people suffer. They are very sick-minded. A lot of them are very mentally disturbed.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I can honestly say that without a shadow of a doubt because I've gotten messages and postcards and all kinds of shit that showcases just how sick these people are. So I can genuinely say that these people are they're very sick, and it makes me wonder. Like, and I know that I'm not the only one wondering this. I know there's a lot of people that wonder this.
do you know why I asked you specifically about the mental breakdown with your grandma?
Hmm.
Well, because if I ask you if it was done by a mental breakdown because of trolls, and people take that bait, oh, it's an easy way out. But instead,
Yeah.
you did something that most people wouldn't do. You fessed up to the fact that you had a really bad moment early on in life, and most mature adults would do that. That
Yeah.
shows that you're not willing to lie about it. You didn't take that bait. I'm sorry, I have to at least try
Oh,
that.
I totally understand. I totally get it, dude. Like,
And
and that's
this right here is exposing the fact that you are not willing to lie. You are willing to step up to the plate on those moments, and that is important because that debunks their lies too.
Exactly, and see, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is, because obviously, like I said, and obviously I do music. That's what I've worked on since like 2009, and from time to time I'll do cover shows and whatnot of songs that helped me go get through hard times, and I know that these songs help other people as well, and I always make it a point, like, hey, if you're fucking going through anything at all, don't be afraid to fucking reach out. Like, if you're going through shit, there is help out there. And one thing I've always made very clear is that this troll shit is what leads to depression. And a lot of that depression, that's what leads to these people ending their fucking lives, sadly, is because of this shit.
I actually have major depression. They knew that and they targeted me over that. I actually
Same,
do have it.
a couple years ago, I actually, on Kate's live stream, twice I had actually ended up attempting to take my life. Both times my mom came in and actually stopped me.
Do you
And thank God for that.
Do you believe in destiny?
Because if it was not for her, I would not be here right now.
Do you believe in destiny?
Oh, absolutely.
I believe that God has a design. Whether God is what we believe it to be in religion or something much, much different, I believe that God intended for you to be here because, mind you, I believe that I was sent on a mission from God to wipe out all the wicked people in the world. And I've been doing that for the last 2 years. That playlist you have is a symbol of that. Shows every horrible thing I'm capable of to all these evil people. If you are alive and God kept you here on this earth, imagine why. You are the answer to wiping out the trolls.
And you know what's funny?
Let's burn the web.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that is, and I know it's kind of like going like way, way, way back, but a lot of people don't realize that me being here doesn't just have to do with that. When I was born very, very premature. I was born 1 pound 10 ounces.
Is that why you have the appearance?
Yeah, I was born with one kidney and one very severely underdeveloped lung. My arms and legs were the size of my mom's pinky, and my head was the size of her fist.
Damn. My brother actually was done the same way. It's really trippy.
Every doctor in that hospital except one doctor who was actually my godmother gave me a 1% chance of survival.
It's very fitting. It's fitting that your name is Chance, you know what I mean?
And believe it or not, that's how I ended up getting my name, was because of that. Because what happened was, when I was born, my dad, my biological father, he went to prison for shit that I didn't understand why I obviously know now. He ended up getting arrested for, I don't know if it was like statutory rape or it was something along those lines. So he ended up getting arrested and whatnot. And my biological mother had a lot wrong with her to where she couldn't. Not like that she didn't want to, but mentally she had a lot going on.
Yeah.
That she was unable to. So my grandmother adopted me, making my grandmother my mom. And then that ended up shifting all my family. Like, my uncle became my brother, and my aunt became my sister, and it was like a whole thing. But, like, that's actually how I ended up getting that name, was because of that. Yeah. So when I sit there and I say that, as a fucking baby, I've stared death in the face. I have. It's because I went through that shit, and I'm still here to this day. Knock on wood.
You're like a walking miracle, man. You've been through so much, and you're still here. Destiny.
Exactly, and see, like, after the second time I had attempted to end my life, like, that's when I realized that I was still here the second time, that I needed, like, it was in that moment that when I was going through that and I realized that it didn't work, like, that's when I realized, like, that's when I really started to think, like, oh, like, something clearly is going on here.
Yeah.
There's definitely something here. Like, and I didn't, really understand my purpose until I started, realizing, all the songs that I've written have been about my life, have been about the shit that I've gone through, have been aimed at, helping people get through whatever it is they've, been through. Just like, And I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but like
No,
obviously,
it makes sense. I
well, no, but like you know how like Chester, when he was still alive, how he helped a lot of us out. Because like obviously, you
Yeah,
know, I'm a massive Linkin Park fan. I've been listening to their music since literally the early days.
I cried
And
when
I
he
was,
died, man. I cried when he died. He
oh, dude,
was.
I was a wreck for like a week straight, dude. I found out through a friend of mine that morning when he had passed. They were like, dude, like, go turn on the TV, like, he passed. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, dude, like, Chester's dead. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, there's no way. Like, they just dropped their album, like, literally not even a week ago. What the fuck's going on? I go downstairs, I flip on the TV, and right there on the news, I see it. I dropped right there on the floor, dude, and fucking broke down. Because Chester saved my life from a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, his music got me through a lot of shit that I had dealt with from, you know, family passing, friends passing, dealing with very, very fucked up relationships. Like, their music really helped me get through a lot of shit. And it was in those moments that I kind of realized, like, after everything had happened and I was finally, you know, able to get back to normal, I kind of realized, like, I have to do this. Like, I have to take what he started, just like everybody else is doing, and carry that fucking torch and carry that shit on. Because that's not only what he would have wanted, that's what everybody else out here is trying to fucking do.
Yeah. I had a
And
similar thing with Robin Williams because you're all about music. I'm actually a filmmaker. That's what I was before anything else. And when I was doing my videos, I used to look at the Robin Williams.
oh, dude, Robin Williams is a fucking legend.
Yep. And when he
Like,
died,
dude, outside of music and like dabbling in a little bit of, you know, game development and art, I'm really big on film. I actually ended up doing a short solo film called The Darkness, which was literally just me with a camera, just filming myself. And at random, I don't know how I came out with it. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't anything. It was just me filming, and it randomly turned out creepily good. It was weird.
yeah.
And like, a lot of people are like, dude, like, when are you doing a second one? I don't know when or if there will be. I don't fucking know. This was literally just a one-off thing that I did randomly. I don't even know how I did it. Like, but dude, Robin Williams was a fucking legend, dude. Like, there's
Sure.
dude, Robin, the two people that are fucking the biggest legends in my mind, as far as like filmmaking in its entirety goes, Robin Williams, and the second one, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But dude, fucking Hayao Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli, dude. That dude is a fucking god when it comes to animation films.
Yeah.
I actually just saw the trailer for his new movie that they're dropping. I'm like, I've got to fucking see that. That shit looks so good.
They're coming out more and more good movies too. It's actually kind of nice. Last few years
It
have been
is, man.
scarce.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Because, dude, I grew up watching Studio Ghibli as a kid. Like, my first film was Kiki's Delivery Service. That's what introduced me into his films. And then just after that, I was fucking hooked. I'm like, bro, like, I've got to see more. And, like, after that, I started getting into, like, Spirited Away, The Princess Mononoke, and then all these other films like Castle in the Sky. That just kind of led me down that rabbit hole. Now it's just to the point where it's like, when's he releasing a new movie? Like, I gotta see the next one.
Yeah.
And that's how it was with Robin Williams as well, man. Like, they're just like with, you know, Chester, man. You can't replace Robin, dude. Like, there was something about him that, like, when you watch his films, it was like you could see that genius unfold.
I remember when I first saw a movie with him in it. It was Jumanji, the OG one, right?
Oh, dude, yes, that is such a good movie.
I fell in love with him as an actor. And when he died, I couldn't stop crying for like a month and a half. It was, for some reason, that heavy on me. Because I found out how he died, and then I looked at my life, and I'm like, dude, this guy brought me so many years of happy moments, and now he's gone.
Right.
Where do I get that now? You know?
Right, exactly, you know, and that's like with Jim Carrey, the one film that a lot of people do reference my life to, and I can see the comparison now. Back then, I didn't see it, But if you've ever seen the movie The Truman Show, a lot of my life kind of translates into that in a weird way.
Yeah.
And it's like seeing that movie, it's like if you really pay attention to that film, it's almost like it's a warning of what people do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like looking back now, I see what they were getting at. I understand what they were saying throughout that. Back then, like I never understood like why people compared me to the Truman Show and this and that and the other. But looking back now after going through everything, I kind of see like the comparison of like what what they were getting at.
That's interesting that you bring that up because I've been referred to that as the Truman Show by a lot of trolls. And now that I'm thinking about it, for some reason, it's almost screams like, look at the analogy for what it is. We are on YouTube. You're music. I'm gaming and film, right? And all the people that controlled his life, well, if you look at it, his life was a big screen. And those people are like the trolls. And then he broke away from that.
Exactly. And that's kind of where, I'm at this point. Like, dude, I'm at the point to where I'm now just like, okay, this is getting fucking boring. You guys are just regurgitating the same fucking ignorant bullshit. Grow the fuck up and move the fuck on, dude. Yeah. Like, do something else other than fuck with people all day long, dude.
I think the best thing about that is that they're going to fuck with people like me and you, for example, and they've done it to other people too. Then why can't we just fuck with them back? If their life is dependent on that lie selling no matter what, all we have to do is burn the lie to the ground.
Exactly. Another thing that does work too, which I have been implementing these last few days, because a friend of mine actually hooked me up with Skillshare so I can start doing game development through Unity and Unreal Engine and shit, because I kind of found that I have a little bit of a niche for that in a weird way.
There you go.
But one thing I found that does piss them off is when you fucking if you sit there and you starve them of content and you just completely disappear in it starves them. Like that, for prime example, when I was going in and out of court all those months, I was not on YouTube at all whatsoever. I was gone. I was like a ghost. And that whole time, I just sat there and I just watched them fucking starve for content. Like they were literally like gnawing and clawing at anything they can get for content. Which was like, and it was honestly like, it was almost like us, like Brandon going in and out of court was a fucking pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was a bitch.
Yeah.
But like just sitting back at the end of the day watching this shit go on and me like having that sense of normalcy again, I was like, this is good. Like I actually have a sense of normalcy again.
There you go.
Like it felt good. But then what brought me back to fighting back against them is when they got my adopted dad on panel, the one that was in the military that I talk about all the time. When they got him on panel, that's when I was like, at that point when I was confronting him, like, at that point it wasn't me about, giving the trolls what they wanted. It was about me confronting my dad on the shit that he was talking. Because he was sitting there running his mouth about me, about my mom, who he was fucking married to since I was a fucking kid. So it was like, at that point, I was like, nah, fuck this. Like, if you want to fucking sit there and talk shit, say it to my fucking face. Like, don't be sitting there on these guys' panels and running your mouth. And I even told, like, and you can even go back, I'm not sure whose channel it's on now, but I'm pretty sure you can find it. There's one point during that conversation where I told him straight up, unlike you, I didn't fucking run out on our family. You fucking did that. Yeah. I didn't fucking run. And I flat out told him, like, Mom didn't, and then I told him this too, Mom didn't fucking coddle me. She protected me from becoming a drunk, dumbass piece of shit like you are. Like, you used to be in the fucking military, dude, so what the fuck? I thought you'd have fucking more respect than that for this shit. But instead, you're sitting here choosing to live like, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against bikers because I have friends that are bikers and shit. I have friends that are, in motorcycle clubs and stuff. So I have nothing but respect for them. But you're sitting here living a biker lifestyle instead of choosing to have a relationship with your own fucking son and family. What the is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah, see, I can relate to that. If you have a family at home, I'm old school. I believe that if there's a woman in your life, you take care of her. She's your queen to the ends of the earth. And if you
Oh,
have
absolutely.
and if you have a family, it is your job as a man to make sure they are safe, fed, and taken care of.
Oh,
All all
absolutely.
your little miscellaneous fun stuff can wait because your family is meant to come first if you are a man. And that
Exactly. That's why, like when my ex Heather was living with us for a while, she has two kids by another, well, had two kids by another dude named Ricky. And me and him talked on and off. Like he was like they weren't together. Like he was a good dude. Like she was his baby daddy and stuff. When we were together, I considered her kids my kids. I considered them family
yeah,
because that's what you fucking do.
yeah, mad
Like
respect, man.
that's what you're supposed to fucking do. Like, dude, my friend, two of my friends that I grew up with have a kid. Their child is like my fucking godchild. I flat out told them one day, like, dude, if anything happens to you guys, I'll take care of your kid, no fucking problem. Like, and the funny thing is, every time I get on the phone with them and I talk to them and stuff, and I'm hanging out with all three of them and whatnot, I straight out ask my kid, I'm like, did you do your fucking homework? Did you do this? Did you do that? Because I care enough to actually be that person because I know what it's like to not have that father figure in my life. And I would never want, if God willing I ever have kids, I wouldn't want my kid to go through that shit. I wouldn't want my kid to, go through what I went through and not have, the dad around. Like if I got a kid, I'm gonna do everything I fucking can to make sure that that kid's fed, taken care of, has a roof over their head, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, so that if I do have a kid, I can make sure that they're set. They're gonna have. I can make sure that they're gonna have a fucking future. You know.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Like, and that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, yeah, on the internet, obviously, I get it. I have a name to me, whatever. I get it.
Yeah,
I get that. Obviously, I'm like, I can't say like that I'm famous for like whatever, but like obviously a lot of people like all over the world know who I am, and I'm cool with that. But at the end of the day, I'm not this fucking online persona that they make me out to be. At the end of the day, I'm just a regular ass dude trying to get by doing his fucking job just like anybody else. Like, and I've told people this. The only difference between what I do and what a regular person does is just that. What we do for fucking work. I get up in the morning, I grab breakfast, I get a shower just like everybody else. Only difference is what we do for work, and that's it. That's the only fucking difference. I do music and streaming and shit for a living, and then, everybody else goes about, their various jobs. That's the only fucking difference, is what we do for work. I have my good days, I have my bad days just like everybody else. I go out to Walmart and go fucking shop, and I go down to the fucking closest fucking corner store to grab sodas and shit just like anybody else.
yeah,
I'm just a regular ass fucking dude just trying to make an honest living doing what I fucking do. That's it. Like, that's all I'm doing, man. I'm not out here fucking running around chasing after whoever and doing this, doing that. I don't fucking do that shit.
I
Like that's not me.
I like your mindset. You have a mindset that shows that you have a set of morals and principles that actually are respectable. You show that you have your head in the right place. So far, you have admitted that you have had rough moments, but nothing that isn't redeemable either. Like, everyone has bad moments. I've been young and stupid myself, you know?
Right.
Everything I'm seeing so far, the trolls have been full of shit about you so far.
No.
I mean, that's the thing. Everything they did to you, they did to me. And I always ask myself this, right? If the trolls were telling the truth, and they were so right, why would they hurt people that call out predators? That's why they targeted me. I called out active predators with proof, and I became their target. They said I was going to be the next Cyraxx. If I know deep down inside I am not the bad guy, why are they targeting me? And then they kept mentioning you.
Or why are they going after, friends and family and targeting other people and making all these groups? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, this one's good. You're going to love this one. So I found out that the reason why they targeted me, Rank Material, as a Discord, it's an entire troll group, targeted me for calling out predators and then started trying to make people believe I was one. No one believes it because there's either a shield of luck around me that no one buys into their shit, or people just aren't that stupid. I've also debunked so many lies until the point which I found out that Chad Gaming, one of their biggest members, actually has been actively protecting pedophiles for the last at least 5 years, silencing victims for the pedophiles. And there's been at least 3 names so far.
See, they do that shit to me. Like, if you look, there's been people that have actually made videos defending me and standing up for me. But and this is where I noticed that these trolls are hiding something. The minute somebody fucking does something to defend me, the trolls automatically target them, dox them, and threaten them, and make them retract their statement. Every fucking time.
They did that to people in my life, too. I had so many people speak out against April. April 23 was a pedophile. Transgender, really sick piece of shit. And she always got cheese pizza, the whole fucking 9 yards. And they targeted her for that. To the point where they threw me out of their life and everything because they could not handle the abuse. Which, who would be able to handle the abuse at the other day?
Right.
Which is why I don't blame people in my life for it. But at the same time, if you're against predators, why would you protect them to that level if you weren't one?
See, that's where I started questioning them. It's like, I don't know if you know who Tony the Black Dragon Lord is. That dude that was in a wheelchair. He's been on a few of their panels. No. Well, he got busted not only taking pictures of underage girls' asses at a mall, he got caught with child porn on a USB drive and then claimed that it belonged to a friend of his. Then he also openly admitted to liking girls that look underage but are of age on a fucking live stream. I have called this motherfucker out several fucking times, but yet they proceed to protect him, and yet they go after me.
Yeah,
some of them are going that up.
I mean, I think it makes sense at the end of the day. If they're predators, they don't want fellow predators falling down, so they're willing to do anything to protect them because it's a form of organized crime. We actually had guys on the inside.
Right. Wrong. Like, I do feel bad that Tony's in a wheelchair. That does suck. I do feel bad for him in that regard. That does suck because no one deserves to have to live like that, to be confined to a wheelchair. So, I do feel bad for him for that. That part I do understand and I respect. But at the end of the day, dude, you still did this fucking shit. You actively went out in a public place and did this shit.
Can I tell you something? I'm going to give you your first lesson of how I fuck with these people. If I know that a wheelchair life is very difficult, I agree with you on that. But if they are a predator, their life lost all of its value in that moment.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I do.
Which means, so going forward, show them no mercy or respect, no morality, no empathy. Let them burn.
And that's the mindset that I kind of, like, the human side of me, the human side of me is like, yo, this sucks in a wheelchair. But that, that natural instinct is like, nah.
It shows. It definitely shows that you have a very compassionate side to you where you want to try to level with people as human beings. You just can't stand the scummy ones. And even when you described it, it's
absolutely.
there.
And that's where, like, I had to put, my human side aside, for the sake of, him being what he is. Like, dude, this guy literally did the classic, and I mean the classic fucking pedophile shit by trying to use religion to fucking hide behind what he fucking did. He was like, oh, I've been saved in this and that, it's okay. No, the fuck it's not, dude. You're literally using religion as a fucking shield, like a fucking bitch. Instead of manning up and owning up to what you fucking did, you're using this as a fucking shield. Yeah, you may have, openly said that, you did this and that. But, dude, and I told him this, there's a difference between me and you, dude. I felt trolled by a text message. You're actually out here doing this fucking shit. You're actually going out and actively doing this.
Even when you explained that, though, you already knew she was in her 30s, right? At that point?
After I did not figure that out.
Or 18, I'm sorry. You knew she was 18 via the phone call. I'm sorry. And then you find out she's 30 years old later on. So if she's telling you she's 18, why is she even trying to... I mean... Oh my god, I just realized what the hell they were doing. So they're telling you she's on the 18 on the phone because they're not going to record that or anything. They're going to hide that. And then later on they're going to slip it in there while you're not paying attention and then try to Wow, I have seen that shit before. That just dawned on me. That is scummy. So is she in hell or is she like suffering in life at least? Because that is fucked up. Fucking...
Dude, like, if you go on the YouTube and you look at Mastro Mafia, you'll see how many subs this bitch has. Like, dude, and I've noticed this with her. One thing that I have noticed with her, she loves to use that, oh, I'm going after people, I'm going after predators, it's really a cover-up to fucking boost her own fucking ego.
Let me tell you about a guy called WTRD Radio. He's a guy...
Oh my god, I know about that, dude. I've heard about that shit.
What's your opinion of him? Unfiltered, what's your opinion of him?
I want to beat his fucking ass.
Same. I found a picture of the guy. I know what he looks like. I know his real name and everything. And he is unfiltered garbage. He went after a guy who's autistic and tried... This guy was... piece of human shit. He was trying to tell everybody that this one autistic man, Empress Mega VR, who's actually a moderator of my channel now, as in I'm recruiting all the victims, you know what I mean? He tried to tell everybody that he was a pedophile, but then he's like, I want to show you the evidence, Tibbz, fuck you. You have to go look for it. I'm like, if I have to look for this evidence, I have to ask why you won't just show it to me. I finally find what he's talking about, where he says that he was talking to a child privately, but you listen to it, and this guy's autistic. Autistic people, and I would know, I've been around them many times in my life. In fact, I have Asperger's. They can't lie for very long. They just can't. This was it was a 20.
That's the way the brain works. Yeah.
He was a 22-year-old femboy that he was talking to. But 22-year-old femboy is still an adult. That means they're gay. There's something criminal or pedophile about that. And I'm sitting here like, I call him out. I showed this proof, and he went on the warpath. He had this thing called the dislike train, where they mass dislike my videos. Imagine how that went when YouTube steps in and starts removing almost all the dislikes.
Oh, dude, you know they were pissed. You know they were fucking pissed, dude. You know they were.
Now, imagine how pissed he was when someone in my chats had a dad in security. Found out what he looked like and what he looked like and what his name was. WTD Radio's name is Eugene, and he's fat. Like, the guy is huge and looks like a Wario wannabe.
Oh shit! What's that?
Everyone started calling him the Wario wannabe, including the guy he tried to make out to be a predator, which wasn't. I'm like, this is too fucking beautiful. It was great.
Oh, what?
Still, he said like yesterday, my life's gonna be a living hell. I'm like, I just found out that your best buddy Croag is threatening children with rape and murder, and I have.
Oh, dude, that's like not too long ago. This one dude named what was his name? Big Will. A lot of people know who that dude is. I laughed my ass off this. So apparently, from my understanding, from what one of my friends had shown me the video, I didn't know that he got his ass handed to him. I'm like, I've got to see this shit. I have to fucking see this footage. Well, apparently, Big Will had hit on this dude's daughter. Dude fucking found out about it. Chase his ass down the parking lot. Big Will falls down, pants around his ass and all, ass crack showing, and the dude's beating the fuck out of this guy. I had never laughed so fucking hard in my life, dude. Like, no joke. I was laughing so hard, and after he got done beating me, he flat out told me, he was like, you ever do that again, next time, I will find your house, and I will fucking kill you.
I would be the same way. If someone does that
I
shit,
was laughing so fucking hard, dude. Like,
karma.
no.
Karma is such a beautiful thing when you see it happen too.
Ain't it though?
Yeah.
I have never laughed so fucking hard in my goddamn life. Seeing that dude get his ass beat, I'm like, why can't this happen to more fucking people like this? Why? This is what we fucking need. Motherfuckers like this going after dudes like this. That's what we fucking need.
Yeah, it was.
And you know what's funny is, speaking on the Kate shit, the one thing I've noticed of her is every time I confront her, every fucking time, I'm always like, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Oh, because you give off pedo vibes. Because you give off pedo vibes. Bitch, that's not an excuse.
See, I have to look at this from a logical perspective. Anyone with a delusional mindset can just say, oh, like we talk about racist, for example, right? And we could look at a black person or a white person and say, oh, because he's white, he might be a pedo. But that doesn't mean they are. Your vibe isn't a fact. That isn't proven fact. I've heard so many of these idiots and trolls are all just straight up retarded at this point.
Kate's the biggest one. I can tell you that for a fucking fact.
When you look at these trolls, a lot of them say they don't need proof. Bitch, yes you do. That's how the law works. Innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. Do you know what it is? When you don't have proof, you know what they call that? Hearsay, which doesn't hold up in court, which means nothing will happen to the guy. So I'm like,
dude, what's funny is I actually ended up showing the cops that night everything. Like, I showed them the screenshots that I had at the time. I showed them everything, because I didn't find out till afterwards that she was on panel laughing her fucking ass off about the whole thing. So, like, I went on there and I showed the cops what she was doing. I showed them the screenshots and shit. Right off fucking rip, they're like, you're not a pedophile. You just gotta be more careful who you talk to. That's it. That was all they said, and they fucking left. And the reason why they got called there is because the trolls did the classic, oh, we're doing a welfare check shit. Dude, I've had so many of those that every fucking cop in the Akron PD practically knows who I am. That's how many times they've been out here.
They're like, we're sick of coming out here. At this point, we should just say we're your bros, because we already know this is bullshit.
One of the cops actually that knows me, not just through this, but he actually knows me because he was a security guard in my high school. I know the dude personally. He's a good fucking dude. And there's been a few times where he keeps getting called out here. And the one time, like, he was off duty the one day, he just happened to be rolling through. He was like, I'm really getting tired of being called out here every other week. I'm like, I know you are. I feel bad that you have to go out here, dude. I was like, dude.
It's like, hey, bro, I know that you're sick coming out here, but we just got to assume that maybe they just want the bros to hang out together one more time, each and every time. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you know what I mean?
Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, they sit here and say, like, oh, you're doing this. Oh, you're doing that. Oh, we got called out for this. We got called out here for that. Like, dude, these guys are literally at one point had the fucking fire department out here when there wasn't even a fucking fire.
Yeah, there's some bullshit there. Imagine they start doing that to me. There's a lot of people going to jail that night if they do that, and it could be me. I have a notorious history of screenshotting and screen capturing every single thing, including conversations on chats. That's why I even ask you. I mean, I ask you if I can record this video, and if you're okay with it, I would like to post this at some point.
By all means, go ahead.
I want people to see the real you, you know what I mean? But I have a notorious history of this because I found that if you screenshot and record absolutely everything they do, you can find the inconsistencies, and then they can't throw you in jail or nothing because they're like, oh, Fuck, holy shit. Because it's like,
Exactly. And like, and what's so crazy to me is this, dude. They have flat out said, like, oh, like, you've made all these death threats towards us. You've told us this. Yeah, because you guys have fucking shown up to my house 50 million motherfucking times.
they did the same thing to me. I made a bunch of death threats towards April, who is a confirmed pedophile that was stalking, doxing, and threatening to rape and murder me. Why wouldn't I threaten to kill the bitch if she showed up? And I was always very careful with my words, but still.
It's like, they're always, this is what I find funny. They're all like, oh, you talk about being anti-suicide, but you talk about telling people to do this. Yeah, because in my fucking book, y'all motherfuckers don't deserve to fucking live. Because y'all motherfuckers are the reason why half these fucking people are out here killing them fucking selves.
I had the same mentality. Trolls don't deserve to live. Predators for sure. I was called a groomer. Get this one. This one's god tier. I gave the opinion that there should be a law that when confirmed guilty, pedophiles should be given the death penalty. No exceptions. They don't deserve to live. It's a waste of space in our prisons, and they're not going to rehabilitate. They're going to go back to doing it. So when they're confirmed guilty, there should be a death penalty for them. But make sure they're confirmed guilty so you're not killing the wrong people. They called me a groomer because one teenager said, you know what? I like that idea. I'm like, you do realize teaching, let's just say it's teaching kids to hate pedos.
Yeah.
That's their primary target. Fucking hell is that shit? I'm like, the fuck is wrong with these people? But like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, I can answer that one for you, dude. Everything's wrong with them.
Oh yeah, it gets better. It gets better though, because then some of the people, a lot of people have a problem with that statement, turned out to be pedophiles. There's this guy called Randy Wren, right?
Yeah, I know Randy.
Do you know he got arrested and caught with pedophilia?
I heard about that, yeah.
I was one of the people who's calling him out for that. And then later on, it just happened to be true. I'm like, do you see why I wonder? When people tell me that it's wrong to hate pedophiles and think that they should die, and I say that that probably is a statement of a pedophile, and then they get arrested for that shit, why I feel like I'm in the right all the time? Because I am. Fucking common sense.
Okay, like, and dude, the one thing that gets me is, I don't know if you noticed it, like, dude, this is how dude, these shows are so fucking just, it makes you wonder, like, how are they, like, it makes you wonder how social media allows this shit. Like, it's insane. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if you know him, but one of my, not the Matt that you met, but a different Matt. He goes by the artist name PFB. He's like a real big rapper. I actually ended up going to high school with the guy. He's done songs with dudes like Tech9 and all those guys. Shit, super good dude. I actually ended up going to high school with the guy. Even he admitted that social media is gravitating towards this fucking bullshit, and it needs to fucking stop. Our number one hits in the country are stemming from fucking viral memes. And he's not wrong. They are. It's like, what the fuck?
Maybe we're the reason it all falls apart. Imagine. If I debunk everything about you, and that's kind of what's already happening here, by the way, their entire world burns to the ground.
Oh, dude, I've already got fucking proof on here, which I will gladly send you, about William, where he admitted at one point where he's like, if that person is caught supporting me, or whatever, or shown doing anything to show any kind of support towards me, they're getting doxxed and dealt with, and that their nickname for me is Goblin, which I find funny as fuck.
I've heard of that too. Do you have?
I find it funny. Like,
could you screenshot? Can you screenshot those things that he was saying?
I have it.
Can you show?
Dude, I have the fucking screenshot where he basically said, goblins don't deserve to make money, have friends, or get gifts, or live, or whatever. And I'm like, how retarded are you, dude? Like, you don't think that I don't see right through that?
Send me everything you got on that stuff, like the screenshots, the threats to dox people support you, the threats, everything you got that's screenshotable. Send me, because I can use that.
All I gotta say, dude, is I hope you're ready to sift through a bunch of shit for like the next 2
I
or
am
3
so ready. I am so excited.
Like, dude, I have so much shit on these people. Like, dude, so get this. One thing that not a lot of people know about Marty that I know about, like besides his real name, a lot of people don't realize this, but I'm good friends with his ex, Saren. Me and her are still good friends. Like, she's super fucking cool.
Do you want me to censor that from the actual video, or is that fine?
Oh, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay.
But get this, dude. This is how lazy this motherfucker is. Granted, his dad is like, I guess his dad's like some sort of like orthopedic surgeon or whatever. So he makes money. Like his dad makes money. Well, Nick lives in his own apartment and shit and whatnot. This is how lazy the motherfucker is. He's got like just a regular, regular size apartment, a regular ass apartment, right? The motherfucker does, instead of cleaning it, which would take like maybe like 10, 15 minutes, this motherfucker's so lazy that he hires a fucking maid to do it for him.
A real man would get off his fat ass and just do it. I have to. And I don't have money, but still. It just feels like a flex.
Like, dude, with me, the only reason why my room looks like a mess isn't because it's messy. It's because I have so much shit because I've gotten, so much fan mail and acquired so much music gear and different shit over time that I literally have no room for it. I'm still to this day trying to fucking figure out where, like, dude, that's how little room I fucking have. That shows a lot.
Because of these trolls, I live in a motel. I lost my home 3 times in a row. So
that's what they're trying to do to me. Is they're trying to make me and my family homeless. That's their ultimate goal.
If you have any screenshots of them saying that, that would be God tier, because I have screenshots of them saying it to me. To see them saying it to you as it to me, that is the end of all things already right there. If you could find something, let me know.
I've got so many fucking Facebook messages about different shit, dude. Dude, I can honestly say that, like, obviously, back in the day when Facebook was starting out, I was in and out of Facebook jail a lot. So, like, I'm not, unused to, being in Facebook jail. But it's like, these idiots fucking think that shutting me up for, like, a day or a week or whatever is going to stop me from talking to my friends. No. I've got like fucking 5 other accounts ready to fucking go at a moment's fucking notice. You really think I'm not ready? Fucking try me, motherfucker. I've got like 10 different fucking Facebook accounts on the ready. Like, let's fucking go, dude.
I actually have 7 myself.
Right, so you understand. Like, I always put it this way. I have been to Facebook jail so many times that I practically fucking run the goddamn place.
You know what you gotta do? You got to use pseudonyms for each Facebook, different ones. Like I have Edgar White, Richard Reese. That's who the Richard Reese one was. Susan Winters has her own, but mostly I just use it to talk to people, etc.
Right.
David Flint, but I think that got hacked and then it got terminated for some whatever reason.
Sandra
Haas.
And what's funny is my original one, like my very first Facebook, Marty actually ended up hacking it or getting it hacked into, like, it was like 4 or 5 years ago that it happened. He ended up getting it hacked into, and the dumbass, instead of like putting this and putting that, the dumb fuck had it fucking memorialized to where I could still get access to my photos or whatever I wanted to get, but I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Like, dude, all you did was fucking get it to where I can't get back in and got it memorialized. Big fucking whoop. I can still get access to my photos. I can still get access to all my old videos. I can still get all my motherfucking shit, you fucking idiot.
I noticed that that's what they tried to do by YouTube. They tried to, on multiple occasions, they tried to hack it. That didn't hold up because I eventually got back. Thank God I have good friends. They also were trying to terminate it. They hate me. I am. You think you are the troll's enemy right now? Right now, no. I've become public enemy #1 in the troll community.
Dude, me and you are like, dude, the both of us are like we're both like at their fucking radar top right now.
We are gonna burn down so much shit in their lives. I swear to God. And here's the fun part: we're just gonna expose everything.
And you know what's funny, dude? Dude, this is what I find so fucking funny. So when amidst like all this shit going on, I started to reach out to certain, Discord groups of, artists and bands that, that I'm, massive fans of, that I truly, and genuinely support the message of, like, fucking, Ryan Ochurch, for example. I found out he had a Discord group, and everybody that listens to Ochurch or knows his music knows that he's completely independent. He's done everything on his own since day one and built himself to where he's at now, which I fucking respect the shit out of. Yeah. Which, if you don't know who that is, I'll definitely send you his work. Like, you'll fucking love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I went to go into this dude's Discord group and let him, let his people know, like, yo, like, I need some of y'all's help. This is a situation. And because the trolls figured out that I was trying to get help, and they knew that with that backup, that with that level of help, they wouldn't be able to do shit to stop me, they decided to go in there, pretend to be me, sent them a bunch of different shit to make me look like this supposed pedophile that they call me, which I find funny as fuck. I call bullshit on that shit. But they've done that with his Discord. They did that with with Mike Shinoda's Discord from Linkin Park. They did that with his. And I'm like, dude, are you guys literally, literally this fucking hard on to fuck me out of every little ounce of help that I try to reach out for? Like, is that how fucking desperate you fucking weirdos are, dude?
Dude, imagine. They wanted to remove all your aspects of help, but the most dangerous one is the one-man army you're talking to right now.
Right.
Shit is about to go down. But they did that same thing to me. In fact, really? WTRD Radio is one of the most recent ones where he's faking being the children for my... I have teenagers who watch my shit because I'm mostly a gamer on YouTube. I do video games.
Yeah, dude, that's how I started out. Like, I initially, when I first started on YouTube, I started out doing gaming, and then I did like a few reactions here and there and whatnot, and then I moved on to, doing what I'm doing now. Now I do like a little bit of everything. I do gaming, music, hang out, just have a good time, just, chill with people, that's what I do, And if anybody's ever watched any of my fucking streams where I'm just hanging out, like, you can tell, like, yo, this dude, I've had people that don't even fucking know me. I don't fucking know where messaging me. I'm thinking one thing, and then when I talk to them, I get them on call, and I talk to them for a bit, and I explain everything. The whole time, they're just like, then they have literally said this, like, on call. They're like, dude, you're actually a chill-ass motherfucker. What the fuck are these dudes, like, what's their problem? Like, you're nothing like what they're trying to make you out to be. What the fuck is up?
I think I know what their problem is. It's not your fault, and it's not like you did anything wrong. It's what you look like.
Yeah, it's they're trying to make me out to be this dude. Do you know how many fucking archive channels there are on me at this point?
Oh, I'm going to teach you how to take them all down. We're going to really piss people off in the next few months.
Let's put it this way, dude. There are so many fucking archive channels that I lost count after about 100. Like, dead ass.
How many of these videos that are on the archive channels do you have access to? Do you have the original videos of all this stuff at all?
I did, but what they do is they got slick. What they do is they go in, they grab the videos, and then they report my channel and strike down my channel so that I don't have access to those videos.
They tried the same shit with me, but I got clever. I'm like, all right, we just got 3 strikes, and I still haven't lost my channel somehow because I have something watching over me, it feels like. And so I took down all the rest till the strikes were all gone. We are now on a warning, but we've had a total of 5 to 7 strikes in a 2-year period. Bitches can't kill Tibbz TV. That don't work anymore,
Let's put it this way, man. Like, if you were to take every video and every subscriber, and I actually had a fan actually go out of his way, and actually they made a fucking, and I didn't ask for this, they did this on their own, because they saw where I should be, at this point in time, subscriber-wise and monetization-wise, because I had so many subs that would have added up to that level. They actually went out of their way and actually had a silver play button custom done for me.
Damn.
Like they literally went out of their fucking way to have that made, and I'm like, bro, that's fucking dope. Like, granted, it's not the official, like, actual, you know, YouTube play button, but if you were to add up every fucking subscriber that I've had on every channel, it would easily surpass that by.
Well, I mean, look at it though. I mean, you have so many people that are aware of you, and I mean, you said yourself, they take your videos that they want and then they mash like your channel. Do you know why they do that?
That way I can't. Yeah, that way I can't fight back, and they get all the monetization. They get all the money.
Well, they also don't want people to see the context. The full context, the chats of what they're doing, everything. They want to hide that. That's why they do that. Well, if you look at all the videos, the amount of people they are fearful of you. They'll never admit this. They will never admit this. But they're terrified of you, and that's why they do that, to make people hate you. But I have a very fucked up, sinister idea.
Dude, you're talking to someone that has a very fucked up, dark sense of humor, so I'm pretty sure I'd be in line with it.
They call me the god of death.
Yeah, I heard you mentioning that, and I'm pretty sure I can see. I see why. Because just like you got a very fucked up, twisted sense of humor that I actually enjoy. Because I got that same sense of humor.
Here's what we're gonna do.
What's up?
I hope you're ready for this one. Starting right now. It is December 12th, 2023 at 1:48 a.m. my time. We're off my time. Everything they try to do to you from here on out, it is December 12th, 2023 at 1:48 a.m.
Yeah, wait, what state are you in? Because I'm over here in Ohio. I'm on the same time zone.
I'm Michigan.
Oh, no shit.
Damn right.
Nice.
Everything that they do to you going forward, we're going to debunk it in real time. We're going to kill the lie as it lives until it's dead. As we debunk everything backwards. You ready?
Say less.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Anything you see happening, anything they send you, any new screenshots, any text messages you send my way, we'll debunk the lies in real time, and we will kill the entire reputation, all the credibility of every troll ever.
Oh, by the way, you want to know how real desperate they're fucking getting? They are now breaking into like my old Facebook and going through like all my old like messages, like my original Facebook. They found this one chick named Danica Bloodhaven, who is literally a known fucking catfisher. And they're literally going through.
I've heard about her too. That's the fucked up part.
Yeah, they're all like, oh, she said this, he threatened her this. Yeah, I threatened to call the fucking cops on her because she's sitting there doing shit that she shouldn't be fucking doing. You think I give a fuck about how old she is? I don't give a fuck if you're 30 or 16. If you're out there doing that shit, I'm gonna fucking call you out.
This is actually.
I'm gonna fucking say something.
This is actually beautiful because trolls fear three things. They don't want their face out there. They don't want their docs out there. Name, address. They can't stand that. I've already started doing that, by the way.
But you know what's beautiful about Marty? He showed his face unknowingly, like not on video, but somebody found a fucking video of him. I don't know if you know who this dude Elvis Travels.
It sounds familiar, but I can't put a.
Marty ended up going to him, saying shit to him that I never fucking said at all. Like he was all like, "Oh, Cyraxx said stay away from him," this and that. I'm like, I'm sitting back watching this go down in real time. I'm like, I never fucking said that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting here watching this shit, and I'm like, bro, I never fucking said that shit, you fucking weirdo. And dude, after that, people knew who he was, and the whole time, even trolls that like are cool people that are like, they're not necessarily bad trolls, or they do it to do it or whatever. They're not necessarily on either side. Even they're like, dude, everybody's already seen your face. Why not just show your fucking face, dude? We already know what the fuck you look like. Why do you keep your camera off? We already know what the fuck you look like.
I have caught the real life images of 3 trolls. All 3 of them cannot stand me for it. The first one was completely by chance. And his face, to my knowledge, had never been on the internet before. So imagine he was quite upset at the time. It's Cinemas. He was streaming. He accidentally dropped the face, and of course, he didn't know I was in there, and I screenshot that shit so fucking fast, and then I blasted him all over YouTube for what he was doing, because he was bullying people to deleting their channels alongside Chad Gaming. Cinemas has changed. He's a little bit of a better person, but because he still associates as a troll, obviously he's still a problem. The second one was way, way more important. We had a guy come onto my chat and say no child left unmolested, and he has been trying to backtrack that ever since. He's also been acting like a retarded jackass ever since because of that statement. I'm like, if you aren't guilty, why are you still pissed? Well, I actually managed to troll him on when he got my phone number and was spam harassing me like every day, every night, all the time.
See, that's like, well, because obviously we don't have the money to get my phone back on right now. Like, when my phone was turned on, I would deal with that shit daily. Like, dude, let's put it this way. It was so bad that I could wipe out every text message. And I shit you not, by morning, I dead ass would have over easily 200 fucking text messages. Easily.
That Mookie Mafia video on that playlist shows you some of the nasty shit they sent me. But yeah, it was the same thing.
I've got some real good ones, trust me. I've gotten, dude, honestly, at this point, they have sent so much that I'm not even surprised by what they sent me anymore. I'm like, really?
There was some really, really fucked up ones they sent me. Like some of the weirdest, most sexually disturbing shit I've ever seen. And I destroyed the entire state of California. Like, there was an agency that was really corrupt, abusing mentally disabled adults and children. I'm the reason that company got shut down.
Really?
Yeah, that's how dangerous I am with information. So these trolls have no fucking idea what's coming, clearly. But I mean,
I don't know if you realize this, but dude, that shit was all over the fucking place, dude. It was all over the fucking news, all over social media. I remember seeing that shit.
Oh, good. So I did have an effect on people. Good.
Yeah.
So many people came to me from those communities, the disabled adults, people that were at day programs. They were like, thank you for shutting down 400 group homes, hundreds of day programs. The governor of California stepped in. And I was actually, and this is personal, but I got raped on the year I was actually planning to leave the state. That bitch got killed. So, and that one was just personally awesome because when a rapist dies, I am just... Yeah, I made a difference.
That's why I like YouTubers like the one dude. You ever hear of JD Delay? He's like a really big YouTuber. He actually went to prison for different shit and this and that and the other. And he actually brought up that he was molested as a kid. And he openly talks about like how if you're a pedo, you don't deserve fucking jack shit.
That's why I say it. After I went through what I went through, that's why I say pedophiles don't deserve to live. They deserve to die. I'd kill them right now if I could.
And see, that's why after what I've been through, like a lot of people don't realize that like going through all this shit that I've been through, the whole time, like one of the goals that I would love to do is eventually be able to work with social media and law enforcement to create a program for people that get put through this shit so they have those fucking resources that I never have. That way, if they need a lawyer or they need an officer or they need, the help, they can be like, hey, I can reach out and be like, yo, like, here's this, like, here's what I did. Here's the resources for you, utilize them. There needs to be more programs out there aimed at doing shit like that because this whole cyberbullying shit, let's be fucking honest, This shit just doesn't affect kids. It affects everyone as a fucking whole.
Mm-hmm.
I watch grown-ass fucking adults be pushed to their fucking limits and beyond because of these people.
Inquisitor. You heard about him? He died because of trolls. In fact, a lot of the time, one of the reasons I kept fighting this, despite everyone telling me to stop because they're afraid of these people, is because I believe Inquisitor should not have fallen. I do it for Inquisitor.
I watched Inquisitor almost fucking daily, dude. Like, I, just as a content consumer and somebody that enjoys good content, I loved what he was about. I loved what he did. He was different. He stood out. He was fucking unique as fuck.
They gaslit him so much that he killed himself. But when you look at the people behind the scenes who did it, they were trolls. And it's one of those things, and that really hurt me. Because when trolls are actually pushing people to death, and no one's getting held accountable, I couldn't. My mom was afraid for my life. My friends were being harassed and targeted with death threats and drive-by shooting threats and all kinds of all from trolls. All because they were angry that people were actually standing for what was right. And I told myself, who do I look up to? Captain America. Look out for the little guy. That's my responsibility. And no one looked out for him. So I'm going to.
You know, and that's why, like, when I heard about that shit, like, it pissed me off because I was like, why didn't nobody fucking look out for this kid?
I would have. I found out 2 weeks before it happened, and I stopped watching for like a week. Like, 2 weeks before it happened, I just found out about him. And I watched him for like a week. He had amazing content. He was doing music, doing the whole Call of Duty cosplay. And I stopped watching for a week, and all of a sudden I hear that this YouTuber committed suicide, right? And I'm like, yeah, I was told it was a YouTuber. But then I looked into it as a TikToker, and his name was Inquisitor. I'm like, Inquisitor, that name sounds really familiar. And then I saw who it was, and I didn't know the guy long. But I was heartbroken because that was a guy who was actually very passionate about what he did, and he did nothing wrong. And then I looked into what happened. All the same things they did to him.
And that's why I've always made it a point. I've always asked this. Like, you know, I've said this to the trolls. It's funny how, and I've said this out in the open on multiple fucking streams, how everybody calls me this, says I did this, says I did that. But nobody wants to, you know, question the people that caused this shit. What the fuck is up with that?
Fear. They use fear. But did you know, based on what the trolls do, they're technically terrorists?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They are literally, as a matter of fact, one of the group names they go by that this dude named CBG, I don't know if he's in with that or not. Well, I'm pretty sure he is, just by judging by who he hangs out with. But one of their little group names is called the Council of Eight. Now, how many people are in that group, I'm not sure. But I can tell you that Marty, William Glory Hole, Mastro Mafia, N-Word Boy.
I know about N-Word Boy. That motherfucker came at me a few times. And then that bitch ran for like he ran. Because then he stopped covering me and everything. He stopped harassing me for whatever god-tier reason. I still don't know what happened. There are some things about my life that have been very weird. Like things even the trolls can't explain. If you'd like, I can tell you about them. So in 2021, I was doing with the April person I mentioned. She tried to push me to suicide, and it almost worked. And as I'm going to go into the highway, and there's a 16-wheeler coming roaring towards me, I felt something grab the back of my shirt and yank me back. I flew back 8 feet. They didn't know.
Somebody was definitely looking out for you that day, man.
It was really weird, though. Because after that, that's when this thing came into my life. You may have heard of the name Johnny Varus.
Yeah.
He's real. I don't know what he is. I don't know where he comes from. He is not from Earth. At least not from this life. I don't know what he is. But my therapists are no longer calling it altered. They thought it was split personality. But they're like, no. It's not. This thing is...
It's something different.
It's an entity of some kind.
Yeah.
He identifies as the Viper, the God of Death, and the Techno Demon. As in, when evil presents itself, and, you know, it's like if you were evil, right? Let's just say, right? And you were talking to me, and Varus replies back. I've seen this. It is horrifying. It is bizarre. An addiction begins. That evil person can no longer let it go. The craving to get Varys' attention is eternal at that point. And it's trippy because I've seen this happen. All the trolls, the reason why they're so obsessed with me.
Because they saw that side of you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what happens is the more Varys feeds into that craving, their brain starts to go. I've witnessed this, so this next part's gonna, it might, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. The more and more their brain starts to go, the more and more they spill the beans. Loose lips, sink ships.
Dude, you're talking to somebody whose ancestor is actually Jonathan Putnam from the witch trials. So I'm very familiar with this. Very.
I found out over time that Varys is not the only one in there.
Really?
Yeah, did you ever hear of the Lesser Key of Solomon? About the 72 angels and the 72 demons? There's exactly 72 inside my head.
Oh, shit.
There's, they all have their own sets of memories. They all have their own skill sets. I am literally a walking embodiment of an army of one. And my therapist is like, these aren't altars. Whatever they are.
They're actual things. They're actual entities. They're actual beings.
Supernatural. Varys has the power to manipulate people into confessing their worst crimes. Croag the other day. You ever heard of Croag or co-host Croag?
Yeah.
He confessed the other night. This video drops tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., which means it's going to be a fucking bombshell. He threatened to rape children. He identified them by name. He did it in private on Discord, then he did it in my chats, and it was him. It's undeniably him, too. That's the fucked up part. And we have him on record saying it to many people, but the fact he's now doing it to children, all because Varys talked to him.
Wow.
What's even more messed up is that, you ever heard of that guy Randy Wren, right?
Yeah.
Well, this happened not long after Randy Wren got exposed to the same thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's just one of the weird things in my life, though. I have a love doll. You may have heard about it. I think they mentioned it. That thing moves around the house on its own sometimes. Her name is Winter. I'm not going to show her to you because it's not really a thing I like to show off. Plus, she's kind of sleeping. But even my therapist's like, that's weird that, we've seen the evidence. We've seen the EVP videos. Those are on my channel, too. And something about that also is highly unexplainable. We don't really know. This isn't a delusion anymore. But then, and here's the trippy part, the name Tibbz TV draws in every horrible, despicable person out there. Like some kind of fucked up magnet. And for some reason, it's like, whenever I started to walk away from exposing trolls and fighting them, my life became extraordinary dog shit. Nothing worked out. My money was never available. Everybody was just fighting. It was really weird. But then I say, fuck it. I go into trolls like a suicidal maniac, just diving into troll bullshit. And not only am I really good at pissing them off and exposing them, but also my life gets significantly better. Like something is guiding me. And here's the fucked up thing. They were mentioning you. And then one day I see this arrest video. It was like divine intervention, I'd say. Because then I looked at this video, and the video, I didn't know how I felt about you, man, because of all the things they were saying. I just didn't know how to feel.
That's how everybody is. So I can't say that I blame for that because a lot of people come at me, well, not like come at me like that, but they approach me that same way. They don't know what to think. They don't know how to feel because, the first thing they see are all these videos. Well, so I totally understand.
But here's what happened. When I'm watching the arrest video with the guy with a t-shirt for a mask and you were fighting with a bat, I would have beat the shit out of that guy myself too, so don't feel bad about that, if anything.
I think anybody who has a brain would have done the same shit.
Is her name Sally, the woman, the mom?
Yeah.
Well, it's what she said that drew me in. And ever since that, I wanted to actually reach out to you. I'm glad you finally did, man, because she mentioned how they were doxing and threatening and harassing you guys. And I'm like, doxing and harassing, that sounds really familiar. Because that's the shit they did to me. Here's the fucked up thing. They did the same thing to him.
Yep.
We have something here. If they did to him, they did to you, and they did to me. And I can tell you right now, I hate pedophiles. I've been exposing them for 2 years now. Why would I be the bad guy? If I'm not the bad guy, and the trolls are after you, then you're not the bad guy. He wasn't the bad guy. I'm seeing a pattern here. The trolls are the bad guy. It's a gaslighting, manipulative whole circle of deceit, but then what is the goal? And then I started digging. And I really started digging, right? And again, the whole time, there's like this weird thing going on where like it's almost like energy or some kind of force driving me in certain directions. Like it's like just trying to guide me. And I find out the ranked material Discord, the reason why they call it ranked material is because it's a bullying Discord. They look at people with mental disability, people who look different or are mentally different, children, people with addiction, all kinds of things that you shouldn't pick on people with. People with mental illness, people with depression especially. That's a big one. And I found out the reason why it's called ranked material is they want to see who could be the biggest joke first so they can eliminate those people via suicide or making their life a living hell. As in making you homeless, harassing people in your life. Their channels. William Glory Hole. Masshole Mafia. I'm saying that one, right? They're all ranked material troll channels. Any troll channel, pretty much. Those videos are not there to just gaslight you. It's also a trophy wall.
Oh, I know it is. I know it is. And that's why, like, every time, like, because obviously, you know, obviously, you can clearly tell that, like, I am able to, like, feel, like, physically, like, every time I see, like, these troll channels, I physically get fucking sick. By seeing what they do, I physically get fucking sick. Which is why I can't be around it. Which is why, if you've ever seen me on live streams, and I have that disgusted look, that's why. Because I'm so fucking, like, I can feel the fucking just, it feels gross. It's nasty.
It's like a double attack, too, if you think about it. Because when you go live, you have to know that they're going to do that. But at the same time, if you don't go live, they're still winning because they've managed to bully you off the platform, which is another thing they try to do. But see, no matter what you do, that's why I just say, fuck it. I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm going on my stream. I'm going to try to play this game because I know they're going to try to do it anyway. But at the same time, why should I give up what makes me happy? Playing video games. Just playing video games and having a good time, that makes me happy. That's helped me cope for the last 10 years. When I was sexually assaulted, when I was living in a cage because of the people in California, when I was being abused by other people, everything. It was video games that gave me another life. I lived an entire life from birth till death in Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4.
Oh, bro, Fallout Vegas, bro, that shit was good. Not gonna lie.
That shit was the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why am I not allowed to use these video games and stream them? Because these cocksuckers say I can't.
Right. Like with me, like when I was making legitimate, because let's put it this way. I don't know if you know who Night Like the Red Panda is. He's like really big on Twitch now and shit. Well, I actually know the person in real life. I know the dude. Really good dude. Well, because of these trolls, he ended up turning on me later on down the road and shit. But before that happened, like about, I'd say a month and a half before it happened, I had my Twitch, right? And I had like maybe 15 followers. This motherfucker took it from 15 to 860 some odd followers. 20 of those 800 some odd followers were paid subscribers. So I was doing fucking great. The trolls found out about this shit and decided to mass report me to Twitch. And now every time I make a new one, they mass report it and they mass report it. Or if I speak out against them in one of their many groups, which I've fucking said, like, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but I have no filter when it comes to these motherfuckers. Like, I will call them the fuck out and not give a single fuck. I don't fucking care. Like I'm the no fucking around guy when it comes to these guys.
Let me tell you, I have found a dirtier tactic than anyone. I found out that trolls. Okay, so back in April of 2022, not that long ago, I had 100 subs. Because these trolls are so stupid, they can't just leave it alone. I found out that you can use their own hatred against them to grow your channel. Because I don't have just trolls watching my content. I have hardcore anti-trans hating Republicans, which have been very helpful with the April situation. The entire roleplay community, which I've done some really fucked up great roleplays though. There's an entire gaming bunch of people. There's about 300 to 400 trolls. It's a big number. But then you consider everything else. Anti-pedo groups, all kinds of people.
Right.
700 subs in less than a year. Because
let's put it this way, dude. You want to let's put it this way, man. When the trolls first found me, this is how quickly I shot up almost instantly. Mm-hmm. And in one fucking month, I went from 10 subs to over 1,000 within 4 fucking weeks, which is fucking hard as fuck for any normal fucking YouTuber. Dude, I literally looked it up. I literally broke the fucking algorithm.
I'm over here like
in a month. That's unheard of.
Dude, that's the beautiful thing about it. If the trolls are that stupid, they're literally handing you a paycheck if you know how to keep it going. But also, I mean, really think about that. If the trolls are trying to destroy you, well, here's the thing about using trolls to gain subs and views. Because all those 700 subs, all those different kinds of people, not just trolls, all within that year because of troll harassment. Well, here's what happens when they do that. After a while, you're not just going to have trolls anymore. You're going to have people who don't like trolls, too. People who don't like gays. Anti-pedo groups, mind you. It is a weapon that can be used against them, and they're the ones wielding it.
Yeah, that's why they went after my channels and stuff, because they knew over time that was going to happen, and they weren't going to... Yeah, they knew. That's why, dude. I shit you not. If you were to add up every fucking video I've ever done, I would easily have over 1 million subs right now. Dead ass. Like, no joke. I got so much content out there that you can literally have a video for the next 4 years for every fucking day.
I think
like that's how much content there is.
What's really interesting about this is that after this little team up right here, because you said you're cool with me posting it, right? This little team up, you know, we're probably going to hit that number on both our channels in a very short amount of time, because they're going to hate me, and they're going to hate you, and they're not ready for this.
I don't think anybody is, honestly, dude.
We're about to change the term of what notorious could possibly mean. We're about to make Inquisitor.
I'm telling you right now, dude. Like, and I do watch like a lot of major. Like the dude that got me into YouTubing, ironically, was Jacksepticeye. Like he's the reason why I got into doing gaming channels and why I started, doing YouTube in general. Funny ass content. I love his fucking content to death. Honestly, if you were to give me one person to pick for the face of YouTube for a year, he'd be it. Like, that dude is so good at what he fucking does. That is insane.
I had a similar one. I was actually... The reason why I started doing YouTube is because of a guy called Toby Turner.
Yeah, I know. Good ass, very good content, actually. Very good content.
He was accused of rape, and then it turned out to not be true, but when he came back, he was just never the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I started doing YouTube, because...
And that's why a lot of my friends that have been watching me for so many years, from before the troll shit up to now, they saw that transition. Like, they saw how I went from this regular ass dude that was working on music, putting out albums every 6 months, doing what I needed to be doing, and just doing my thing and trying to make an honest living for my family, to going for walks and just having a good time and hanging out with my friends, to just being stuck inside all the time, not doing anything, being fucking depressed. At one point, I even told two of my childhood best friends that I grew up with. We've all known each other since we were like fucking 10 years old. We all grew up together since we were in diapers. So they're pretty much, family in a sense. They're basically family to me. Even they have noticed how my house has been, because of these assholes, my house has basically become like a prison cell in a sense. Because every time we go outside, we get followed. Half our fucking neighborhood, aside from one neighbor who was right next door right here, all the other fucking neighbors around our neighborhood fucking hate our guts because of that guy that showed up. So like, it's hard to, go anywhere or do anything. And that's why whenever, people, talk about, like, oh, Christian's doing this, Christian's doing that, I feel bad that he has to deal with that. Because I know what that's like.
To be fair, Chris Chan did kind of create a lot of his own problems at the same time.
Right, but at the same time, though, and I have said this openly, I do feel like if they had not manipulated him, he probably wouldn't have gone down the path that he went down.
I've had that theory. In fact, I even had that theory about you at one point because I didn't know you at all. So I had assumed that maybe there's a chance that if you were fucked up, let's just say, that troll harassment could actually push you in that dark path. Faith D is a guy that they covered, right, in graphic detail. He's a 43 is what they call them, people that they have in the material.
They labeled me and my mom as that, so I get it.
They said I was the next you, basically, but they also called me a big 43. Well, I'm over like, I'm the next Cyraxx. There's only one Tibbz TV. But I looked at this Faith D guy. This Faith D guy was completely normal until they stepped in. They pushed the addiction, they pushed the mental illness, and he became a piece of shit.
Right. And, and that's, like, and it's funny, like, and this is the funny thing, like, people look at me that don't even know me, like, they take one look and they think, like, oh, he's a weird-looking motherfucker, he's this and he's that, blah, 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 this guy can't do jack shit. I shit you not, dude. At one point, when one of these guys had approached me and stuff, we had been talking for a while and stuff, because they were seeing what was being posted. And we got to talking about, different types of bands and music that we were into. And they're like, hey, like, do you do music? Because I see you got, a little bit of music out. Like, are you taking this seriously? I was like, yeah. And they're like, dude, like, what kind of music do you do? And I told them, the usual ones that I do, like EDM, dubstep, hip-hop, and metal and stuff. They're like, wait, you do metal? I was like, yeah. They're like, what kind of metal? I was like, dude. Everything from fucking Disturbed, Suicide Silence, Linkin Park, fucking Lorna Shore. They're like, bro, you mean to tell me your ass can fucking scream? I was like, yeah. They're like, all right. Dude, I forget what song it was. I think it was like, it wasn't Witness to the Addiction. I think it was fucking, what was it? What was that fucking song? Slaves to Substance. And I fucking belted that shit out. They dead ass looked at me and they were like, there's no way that fucking fry scream came out of your fucking mouth just now. What? It's like lots of yelling at people helps. Just dead attitude. I have done so much fucking yelling at Marty and random people that it essentially, like, instead of like damaging my vocals, it actually helped the range of it. Oddly enough, it's weird. It's like now I can do fucking.
Not really, because that was a thing about me too. Like, I had to deal with the abuse, and in the beginning I wasn't good with it. I had mental breakdowns. I was pretty open about the level of profanity and language I used. But then, because of the trolls, their abuse, like, it helped you with doing better with your music, right? Mine actually helped me with my self-control issues. I did have self-control issues when it came to being harassed and abused because, again, I was just coming off being raped. I was also coming from a very abusive past. Then I found out that if I learn how to endure, oh my God, I actually can multitask and handle the abuse now. These trolls are completely stupid.
Over time, it's kind of been the same thing for me. Like, over time, I've kind of, like, really realized, especially in these last few months, just seeing them regurgitate the same garbage content, it just kind of made me realize, like, dude, these guys ain't these guys ain't shit. Like, these guys are fucking garbage.
They
Like,
probably
it's
they probably
insane.
sit in their mom's basement clacking on the keyboard. Every time I tell them to fuck off or something, they're like, "Oh no, I gotta defend my name as the keyboard humping warrior." You know what
No,
I mean?
funny is this, dude. The thing that I find funny is this. They're always talking about, like, oh, you live in your mom's basement. You don't have a job. Neither do you, motherfucker. What of it?
Well, here's the fun part. Where do they care? Okay, they always tell me get a job. They always make fun of me for having SSI. I have Asperger's. That's why I have disability. I also fucked over the entire state of California, and they owe me back pay for the rest of my life because it's not hush hush money. It's apology money. That's really why at the end of the day. But they're like,
Right.
I'm like, just because I don't pay taxes, I don't because I don't earn enough, and I also make sure that I don't have to earn enough. But also, I do odd jobs and shit. I'm not going to tell you what I do every day. If I stream for 6 hours, that's all you know. Bitch, that's all you need to know because you guys will use that shit. I know that shit. But, like,
Oh, dude, they do that shit to me relentlessly. They're always like, oh, you don't work, you don't do this, you don't do that. Motherfucker, you don't know what I do and don't do when the camera's on. Dude, before I started blowing up on YouTube like I have, before I did that, I was actually scrapping metal for like 4.5 years straight.
that's good
Up
money.
and down. Dude, 4 fucking miles, almost 400 pounds a fucking week going up and back, up and back, up and back. Dude, by the time I got done, I was fucking done. Like, by the time I got done doing the scrapping, I was like, I can't do it no more. So I was like, fuck it, this is getting to be way too fucking much. This is getting to be too insane. The metal's getting heavier. Prices are going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's like, I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. This shit's on, I swear to God, the metal prices are on their fucking period because they're always changing every 5 seconds. And I got tired of it, so I was like, fuck it. You know, I'm done. So I took whatever money I had and I invested it into, you know, my music gear and the shit that I have now and whatnot. And I was like, fuck it. If I'm going to do something, since I can't obviously, you know, work because it was like during that time period when the government was shut down and shit and whatnot. Because remember when that shutdown happened a few years ago and everybody was doing odd jobs for a while?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to do anything because of that. So I was like, well, fuck it. What am I going to do? That left me enough time to be able to open up my shit to start doing music. So I was like, fuck it. Let me fucking dig my heels in and see what I can do with this. And it started to go really good. Like, I had just dropped 2 albums within 6 months of each other that year, right when the trolling started. And it was like, ever since then, I've been trying to dig my heels in. But one of the things that they do is, I don't know if it's N-Word Boy or Glory Hole. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's both of them working together. But if you ever see an artist name by the name of Wance Chokins, yeah, they took my name and switched some of the letters around.
I've
Now,
seen
whenever
that.
whenever all the music that they're releasing is literally my fucking music, and they're getting the copyright, that song Street Racing Scene that everybody fucking loves. Yeah, I'm the motherfucker that wrote and recorded that, not knowing it was gonna blow up to be a fucking hit. But because of them fucking taking it and getting the copyrights to it, I now don't make any money off that shit. And I have so many people every fucking stream asking me to do that fucking song. I swear to God, if I had a nickel for every time I was asked to do that, I'd be set for the rest of my life. Like, dead ass.
What I'm about to
I
tell,
get,
what I'm about to tell you is probably to get me a target on my back, which I just love the thought, actually.
don't we all?
If that is your music, and I believe you on that, it makes complete sense because I've seen that channel, mind you.
Dude,
There is still a way to terminate it. I'm going to teach you exactly how to DMCA music, audio, face, any video you've ever had. And by the way, did you know, here's a fun one, did you know that you can actually privacy complaint every video on YouTube with your face on it that isn't yours? They'd have to remove it as real because it's privacy.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to have a lot of fun. And if N-Word Boy or William Gloryhole sees this, well, suck my dick. It's going to happen.
Right?
I have no shame.
Dude, what's so crazy is I've actually done some shit with music that people are just like, dude, like you're like. I've had people literally telling me, like, dude, like you've literally done shit in music that very few people have fucking done, and yet you're not reaping the fucking rewards for your fucking shit.
That's exactly
What?
why I'm going to show you how to do that. No one
Like,
should piggybank off of your hard work. That's bullshit. We're going to make sure you win.
like, dude, and one of my friends is actually they're actually the one that introduced me to Upchurch, and they were like, dude, just play this fucking back. And this song right here is like what made me realize, like, dude, I fucking have something with this shit. Because they're like, dude, fucking listen to this song. You relate to this shit. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? They're just like, play it back. And I listened to it and I was like, dude, holy shit. Remember that dude I was saying about, that Upchurch dude? This is him. Play, motherfucker. Thank you. And this is all independent shit.
I'm a different breed, I am what you need. I just plant the seed and create MCs that grow up like me. That's where I'm TV, for number 3. Here's a check flag, let me grab a cruise and take a picture with this dope. Tax Sterling model sponsors, only rednecks don't know that. Why you stomping rappers like a West Virginia toe tap? Sick as fucking, not rocking the hazmat or dumbass. Only rocking the Caucasian baddie with a fat ass. Yeah, with the thing like a brand new Hellcat. Drilling holes in the game like a stuck thermostat. Don't act like you won't come back if you reach it from the door mat. You say you wanna beat, there's 2, where the door at? These rappers fake, working, they ain't never had a soul. Looking with nails like it's an ancient artifact. Rap's an artifact, if the goals are back, 3 right to get slashed. Hope the doctor use a hemostat in med class. Oh, damn, I'm the people slayer. I know what you're saying, but your boy don't dare. Oh, damn, yeah, I get the strap, certified and get pop on my first 3 players. Oh, damn, I'm the people slayer. I know what you're saying, but your boy don't dare. Oh, damn, yeah, I get the strap, certified and get pop on my first 3 players. Give my pen an IV and blood coming out of me so I can live through my lyrics and write to my heartbeat. I wasn't nobody here. I showed up without asking anybody who said so. I'm getting drunk like being ass. Waking up the next morning, need a bowl of milk and after reading tweets about yourself until your eyeballs feel like plastic. I still can beat my shit about you being plastic. Me calling you a pussy is your cover's biggest asset. All I hear is I'm the dope, well I'm a grizzly bear, you faggot. My enemies develop in a full metal jacket. And this mask murder mine on the mic is now I have it every time I drop an album. I got me a couple caskets.
What's crazy about Church is he can go from doing that to where the fuck is it at? He can literally go from doing shit like that. Like, this dude not only does hip hop, he does fucking all kinds of shit, dude. He does country, he does rock, he does all kinds of shit. Like, it's insane. He can literally go from doing that to this. Oh, come on.
And together we're the creators of Not. Today we're going to show you what's in my title.
Like, it's crazy. He can go from doing that to shit like this. Like that. It's insane.
I take over the tree, shaking like they all robot. Marks on my roof, but only on the south side. Marks on my boots, shooting through my eye. I am not here.
And I've been following this dude since like fucking 2010, dude. I've been following this dude from like day one.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, he's all independent.
Yeah.
I live on the edge, too thin to see. I was hoping to be a backwoods seat. On my back is where the word backwoods be. That's a backwoods, never turns back on me. Heart of a small town, roots of the home team. Ride through the city like I don't sin. Rugged ocean, you understand white teeth. I am a leader, you shouldn't follow. I just keep up with the wild desperados. Take turns, get it in my necklace. Engine blocks, making nice fall. Till the telephone got up in a hillside. I take over the tree, shaking every old robot. Off on my roof, totally on the south side.
I don't love what he says right here, Tony. It's so fucking awesome. And this right here is where you get to really see like who he actually is right here.
Big brother, I'm a older cousin, I'm a redneck from the south, I'm a rapper, I sing country, always two forms of buzzing for taking pictures in public. I think Waylon will be proud of Biggie Smalls, so think it's nothing, motherfucker. Catch me cruising in 10 rows, sleeping on the mission from later, I'm on the 5 roads. Catch me downtown, wild on the rooftop, when the circle shit play something with a clock. I know where I'm going without knowing where I'm going, and it get mind blowing, regular say mind blowing, when in my head, cause the wind and road keeps flowing. I'm one up a couple by the musical component.
Right, and like in that verse where he started like doing the rap verse, like you can really see like who he is as a person. Like one of the reasons I got drawn to, like at first I got drawn to like his videos. Like he used to do like funny ass videos and stuff. Because he had came up with this persona of Church the Redneck. And I laughed at the videos. They were funny as fuck. I enjoyed them. And then like later on when he started doing music, I didn't know about it. And then it was like after he had released like his third album, I was like, how did I not know about this? Holy fucking shit. And there was one video where he did where he basically is like, you know, like, the same dude that you see right now is the same dude that you'll see at Walmart's at 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a regular ass fucking dude. Like, he's not out here like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm this, I'm that. No, like, that same motherfucker you see in the videos, like, there's a video he did not long ago where the music video was just him hanging out with fans and having a good time.
I think that's the thing about people on YouTube. It's different than Hollywood and music industry most of the time because we're just like people, you know? I mean, when you're in Hollywood and music industry, it's like, it's a little bit different because they're way more, you know,
oh yeah,
bigger. But when you're on YouTube and you're people like that, like you, like me, etc., I mean, yeah, you have all these troll assholes out there, obviously, but when you're looking just at us as people, we're just people. Just trying to, you know, do our thing and be happy and vibe.
Yeah. And it's so fucking crazy that like people have like this one-sided opinion that it's like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what makes you think that you have the right to judge anybody that run, like, what makes you think you have the right to run your fucking mouth when, you know, you're over here doing this and that and the other, but yet you're over here saying that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bruh, shut the fuck up. Like, who the fuck are you to talk? Like, it's insane.
A lot of people talk shit, but then they don't know shit. That's always been my problem with like people online, especially the predatory bullies out there that are online, the trolls basically, right? They say all these things. It's like Game of Thrones. You know nothing, Jon Snow, because they don't know shit. It's kind of
and believe it or not, Church has actually dealt with the kind of shit that we dealt with. Like, he's actually had to deal with this very summit. He's made it known. Like, he's put it out there. And this video, I wish more people would do this.
2 a.m. Two assholes on the microphone. My name is this is Crystal, and today there's something a little different for you.
Yeah, Upchurch went on Instagram Live. He has a little bit of a rant for us. And I figure, let's check it out and see what he has to say together.
Yeah, I was actually on Instagram when this went up, and she's like, we should do this. We should do this. So,
I love how he handles this. It's so fucking good.
Jesus, this hair. Good Lord. That's what you get for finding growing up.
I'm gonna let these people get in here before I start fucking bitching. is. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Alright, look, man. I had some guy in my comments a minute ago. It's fine. I'm not mad. Freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But here's the thing, man. This dude said, he's like, man, just shut up. You know, we don't want to hear about this shit. You're not a politician. What are you good at? Instagram? Go play with your toys.
The fact that he's not a politician is a good thing. The non-politicians are the ones that need to be speaking up and saying something.
Yeah, the citizens.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever the fuck that means. But let me just get at what I want to say. What the fuck do you do, dude? To the dude who said that, what the fuck do you do for American people, for American businesses, for American youth? Come on, tell me what the fuck you do, since you want to tell me what the fuck you do. Because I want to hear what the fuck you do first. Because I bet you don't do near as much as I do for my people. I make American music independently in 4 different lanes of music.
Country music, or country rap, rock, and what's the other one?
Straight rap.
Straight rap, okay.
Okay? I have started a American record label to go against the corrupt fucking system that is fucking other American artists who are trying to win.
Damn right.
Okay?
Olive Boy Records.
I employ a shit ton of people that are Americans that can use the job when it comes to music. I employ a fuck ton of American carpenters, builders, framers, small business. When I'm building these houses, I don't call corporations. I get small businesses that could use the money for their family.
Good for you. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, do it local small businesses.
And just help out the community.
Family, to feed their family. Okay? I speak for the middle and lower class people, like I grew up. The doubted motherfuckers. The ones who don't have a voice. I'm the voice. I'm the small town American guy. Okay? That's what the fuck I do. And guess what? The people who work for me, the small businesses, the good, humble Americans that come from good upbringing, they don't ever have to worry about if my check is good when they go to cash it. They ain't got to worry about getting fucking paid by my small American business that I own that's employing these other small American businesses. All the American kids who like me and look up to me, I stop and I take time out of my day to make sure these young American youth know that I care about them.
And more artists should do that.
Absolutely.
You need to, they need to know.
Just for that little bit alone, you can't tell me that dude ain't as real as they fucking come, dude.
Yeah.
Like, more motherfuckers need to be like that.
A lot of people should be. I mean,
And see, that's what, and just how he is as a person, that's what drew me into his shit. Because, like, he's a regular ass dude who is just doing regular ass shit.
Mm-hmm. You know, I just realized, just noticed this. You got Linkin Park. I got Fozzy.
Yeah. Wait, WWE fan?
AEW has Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho has his own band. It's
Yeah, I know Chris Jericho, yeah.
You know his music? He's got some really good songs. Judas is like my favorite song. This is the shirt for the song. I loved it.
Ironically, one of my friends actually took a look at the thing that they did on Darby Allin and how he how he was able to incorporate his real life situations into his wrestling. And they're like, dude, you do realize that you're basically the mirror image of Darby Allin. The shit you've been through and where you're at now, it's one of the same. And I look back, like, I watched the video and I'm like, dude, I got fucking goosebumps fucking watching that shit. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, it's absolutely insane. And Darby Allin's fucking good. Like, as a wrestler, he's fucking good.
Yeah.
And like just seeing his story and what he went through, I related to that shit so fucking well because I've had friends that have died. I've had family pass away. I've dealt with, the drunk individual in my life being my dad. So like I understand what it's like to not fit in. I know what it's like to be that weird motherfucker. I get it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of say, I will be the first to tell you, I'm proud to be that weird motherfucker. Like, I'm that motherfucker that will crack the worst jokes at the worst fucking times.
I learned a long time ago, don't try to be normal. Always try to be you.
Dude, normal people scare the fuck out of me. I don't do normal, I'm sorry.
I found that my weirdness, or whatever they want to call it, it's actually what makes me the Joker. What doesn't kill you makes you stranger. And you know what? That's why I'm still here.
Dude, honestly, and a lot of people, I think a lot of normal people in society don't really realize this, but when you sit back and you watch the Joker movie, like the actual good one, like the newer one that came out where it wasn't like the Batman one, it was actually the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that movie is so fucking dead on with what goes on in fucking society that it's actually fucking scary.
Oh yeah, it's true. Like that movie, it's called Joker, right? It actually shows what mental illness is like. And like if you want a real life version of what he was like, that was spot on. It shows what he was going through, how people made him that way, and it was in a way that was done so well that if the Joker was a maniacal leader, people flock to the crazy. You, me, and that's what trolls fear at the end of the day. But that movie was so spot on because that's why they followed him. People want something unique that is, and usually that's broken people.
Like, dude, when I first saw that movie and I sat down and I watched it in its entirety, dude, it was almost like I was looking at a fucking mirror reflection of myself. It was so fucking scary. I'm like,
same.
Holy fucking shit.
It's same thing.
Dude, even now talking about it, dude, I got fucking goosebumps from that shit because it's so spot on.
Do you want to sing really crazy? Would you like to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, you know what I mean? I can do the whole thing. No, I can relate to that 100%, man, because when I watched that movie, it was the same vibe. It's like
it's so realistic that it's like, you would think that after watching that movie, more people would have, caught on and realized, like, oh shit, like there's a real fucking problem going on here.
I've had a theory, I've gotten hate for this theory, that the biggest problem in America...
Everybody that has a theory that's actually logical, we all get hate for it. Every one of us.
This one, then you let me know what you think on this one. I think the biggest problem in America isn't racism. It's not obesity. In fact, it's not even corruption or cops or school shootings or anything. Because all those things boil down to one thing: mental illness. All shooters, all mass shooters, usually had mental illness. Most people, racism, grandiose delusion. You go through every single horrible thing in America right now, even obesity. There's this desire to be lazy. It's a mindset that is actually destructive, and it all starts right in here.
Exactly.
And the mental health care system is shit.
That's why I have always, once I can get my kick back, because I'm still banned until at the end of the month or whatever, but once I get it back and shit, and I start doing my streams again, you'll see, I advocate for that shit. I talk about mental illness all the time. I make it a point to be like, look, this is real fucking shit. Nobody's really talking about it because everybody wants to shut everyone up. And these people that want to shut the people up that are talking about it are the ones that caused this shit in the first place.
Mm-hmm. It's a weapon. If you have everybody around you with mental illness, you can control the entire conversation. And I think that's the biggest problem in America is mental health care system sucks. Mental health care facilities suck. Everyone doesn't care because they're like, if we can control everything by just not helping and somehow trying to seize it, voila, no one can do anything about it. That's when the crazies start running the asylum.
It's insane to me that, like, and even the YouTuber JD Delay, he brought this up a couple times, and me just being in and out of jail the last couple times and seeing how they operate just from overnight stays and shit. Even he said the healthcare systems in jails, they don't really give a fuck. They don't fucking care.
They all hate me. They all hate me. I shut down all the people in California. I did the same thing here in Michigan. History always repeats itself. I was taken to mental health care because a lot of people were lying about me being suicidal when I wasn't. And so finally, I started taking the paperwork and showing them inconsistencies, and they finally said, okay, well, here's the problem. We can never accept you again because it's now a liability. I'm like,
oh, shit.
Good. All group homes, I started exposing them here in Michigan. They don't want nothing to do with me. In fact, they tried to kill me. I'm still kicking. And they also got exposed. Black mold, abusive staff, manipulation for SSI money. That's always the big one.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one with any group home, really. Like, that's not just there. That's all over the fucking country, dude. That's a very big issue with a lot of them. Like, there are a few that are actually good, but a majority of them are just like, they're out for the money. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're looking at like a 0.01% that's actually decent, and that percentage is absolutely terrible.
It is. And it should be more than that. It should be 100% across the board.
I mean, if you want to be realistic even, like, it should be at least 78% even. But the fact that it's so bad that 99.99% almost at this point is terrible, that's one of those issues that people should really look at, because then it just adds to the mental health care crisis that we're kind of in, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And another thing that didn't help either that I know, like, I can tell you right now, when the trolling went from being moderate to just bad, it was when fucking COVID hit. Everybody was stuck at home and shit. And dude, I actually looked at something. I did my research like a couple of years. Well, I'm pretty sure it's fluctuated since then. But a couple of years ago, like when I started talking about it, dude, the number from bullying went from like the troll bullshit, it went from like 30 some odd percent to like fucking 70 fucking percent, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I looked at the numbers and I'm like, oh my fucking god, like, those numbers should not be that fucking high.
There's no moderation anymore. I think that's part of the reason why I refuse to turn a blind eye. When my family was saying, my mom was telling me, I'm afraid for your life, John, they're going to kill you. I'm like, I'm ready to die. Because I looked at the same numbers, in fact, it's trippy, and I'm like, no one is moderating this. Not even YouTube, not even Twitch. Everyone's just trying to fit into the woke bullshit, which is a whole other ballgame. But because of that, no one's actually doing anything, and people are running rampant. Which is why I'm like, you know what? If the police don't care, if no one in mental health care cares, if no one's going to stand up to these guys, then I will be the only one to do it if need be. Things started changing after that, because then, you know, I pissed off like every troll group out there.
And you know, honestly, dude, I honestly feel like if we could somehow, and I've actually thought about this, if we can actually get some sort of fucking human beings that work at these major companies like a YouTube and Twitch and actually show them firsthand what's going on, dude, a lot of shit would fucking change real fucking quick, I guarantee you.
I think that's why me and you doing this is going to be huge. Because if we debunk everything, we already know how many people are going to have a problem with this. You're talking the entirety of Masshole Mafia, the entirety of the N-Word Boy situation, all of Willem Glory Hole, everyone from Spookies, all of Rank Material, all of the Croag groups, There's so fucking many. They'd be pissed that YouTube's gonna see it, and they're not gonna be able to avoid it because of how many. I'm really good at keeping my channel alive and well. I know what I'm walking into.
That every time they shut me down, I come back next day, and every time they do it, every time they shut me down, my first video every time, and dead ass, dude, every fucking channel I have made that I have bounced back from, I've always been like, you really thought you could get rid of me? You can't kill what's already dead inside, motherfuckers.
Gamers don't die. We respawn. Yeah, I know, right? And I have lost 3 channels, but we are now in the makings of a trilogy.
What's this way, dude? It's like I always tell these people, man. I have always told them this. You cannot kill what's already fucking dead inside. You can't do it. You can't kill what's already dead. Y'all motherfuckers have tried to kill me over and over and over and over. It's like you're hitting a brick wall, man. You may as well give up. It's not gonna fucking work.
Some people out there have called me the Grim Reaper. You can't kill death. He's already dead.
You can't, dude. Like, dude, and I make these jokes all the time. And it's funny as